What's up, guys? Thanks for joining me again on another episode of Talks with Terrell. So today, what I wanted to get into was, should we pay attention to our children's or our kids' emotions a lot more than we do? I think most of us, I'm 26, so most of us my age or maybe even older, a little bit younger, grew up at a time where it was hit first, speak later. And most of the time, it wasn't even speak later. You just did never bring it back up, or you didn't even talk back about it. Um, and it was usually you get hit by what the closest thing was, and if there wasn't anything close, then it's just a hand. So we grew up on those things. We grew up in that time where discipline was a spanking first off before trying to calm them down with words or trying to reason with the kid. Um, but as we're getting older, as we're becoming parents, I've seen it a lot more in my generation where, sorry guys, the blur and those things is crazy. But I've seen it a lot more in my generation where we are doing a lot more of consoling our children, or we are trying to reason with them, or we are trying to teach them what they are doing is wrong so we can kind of prepare them for future so they don't get in trouble again, or just for when they're older in general. I've even started doing this method because at one point, I mean, I guess I kind of do both. Sometimes if Ellie's not listening initially, and I've had told her about 10 times, because that's me, I'll give her about 15 to 20 chances before I finally will give her a little tap, and then we're both sad. No one wants to be both sad. No one, because I mean, I don't think anyone really likes spanking their children because it makes them sad. No one likes to see their kids sad. Everyone has their methods of parenting, and I'm not here to teach anyone how to parent because I mean, it's parenting is there's so many different methods to parenting, and you kind of learn how to parent from how you were raised. Or I mean, so I guess sometimes that's not true. I mean, sometimes the way you were raised is not how you want to raise your children. So some people have that aspect to it also, because most of the time, some people go through some things that they don't really want to put their children through. Like some things are traumatic to them. I've never gone through anything like that. I mean, I've taken a lot of things that my parents have taught me and applied it to my parenting also. But even with me, I would get disciplined by spankings. But the difference between just disciplining your children and just spanking them or trying to console them, my parents would do both. So I would understand why I was in trouble. So I would understand that wasn't going to do it again. And I also understood that it wasn't just going to be words that they were going to discipline me with. So that is another thing that you kind of have to weigh in, because I guess all kids are different. Their minds are different. How their strength of their minds are different. So you may do more damage to one kid than you would another kid. Say one parent disciplines their children with spanking, and another parent disciplines their children with spanking. One kid may take it one way, and the other kid may take it a different way. You just never really know. So you kind of always have to be careful. Um, that's why the method I have gone with is at least trying to console or give multiple chances. I mean, even more than the simple three. I give Ellie and Elias probably about 10 to 15 to 30 chances sometimes before I just say, okay, and I need to raise my voice and kind of get a little bit more thorough with my discipline. But first, I try to speak with them. I try to calm them down. Well, Ellie's just a joke. She has a lot of energy, and she doesn't listen some of the times because I don't think she even hears me because she just got a lot of crazy things going on inside her head. But as I mean, I'm starting to figure out as I'm getting older, um, kids have anxiety and they go through their own depression too. It may not be as serious as an adult sometimes, but I feel like kids can have really bad anxiety. So the more you don't really listen to them or listen to their feelings or try to understand their feelings, as minuscule as you think they may be because because they're kids, it's very important to go ahead and try and understand your kids' feelings, because you'll understand them a lot more, and they will, I don't know, I can't think of the word right now, but they get a lot more relaxed with you. Because I mean, when you start disciplining your children with hitting them all the time, they kind of cower, they kind of rear back every time you go to either grab at them or even walk towards them. they feel like you're always going to hit them. And I mean, I don't feel like anyone kind of wants to raise their children like that, where they just fear them 24/7. I mean, you want to have that feeling where your child feels safe. Like I love the fact that Ellie and Elias feel so safe and so comfortable in their own house that they act goofy, unlimitedly goofy and crazy all the time because they know that we're really relaxed and we're not gonna freaking smack them or anything like that. We may get a little irritated. I mean, Ellie does some crazy stuff. I'm not gonna lie. Some things where it should be an immediate spanking, because I mean, there's nothing wrong with spanking. Don't get me wrong, but I feel as if you don't have to resort to it all the time. I mean, I guess it just depends on the severity of the situation or what your kid does, because some things just, I mean, you can't really help it. Some things just kind of irk you pretty good, grind your gears to the point to where you feel like you have no choice. I mean, even yelling is not really going to work, which yelling doesn't help anything, to be honest. I feel kids are more terrified of you yelling at them than you spanking them, to be honest. Um, it's just something about having someone scream at you is traumatic. I feel like, especially for kids. So, for when you if you scream at them from the point where they are very little, and that's how you discipline them from the point to where they are teens, I feel like that's a traumatic, it's kind of a traumatic childhood. Just getting screamed at all the time and getting your name screamed at you all the time it would suck. To be honest, it just would suck. But I mean, with me particularly, I have to take time to understand Ellie. Ellie is she has extremely strong emotions. She's extremely empathic, like I am. So she absorbs other people's emotions also. So she can kind of her emotions change according to other people's emotions. So if I'm mad all the time, or if Carson's mad all the time, she can understand that and she feeds off of that. So with especially with her, I kind of have to rear it back and with the discipline and kind of just go ahead and understand with her, because she is mature enough to where you can have a conversation with her, even though she's only 3.5. I mean, she can say full sentences and she can have full conversations with you. So I can go ahead and sit her down at this age and say, hey, we need to talk and we need to have a civil conversation. There's no yelling, there's no spanking, there's not even any taking away of anything. I mean, I guess you can kind of go through levels of what you're gonna do when you're gonna discipline your child. I mean, take away something because she loves her iPad. I mean, she gets a good amount of education from it. I mean, her iPad offers a ton of education before she's even in school. So I feel like she really loves it because the videos she watches are not just like cloudy videos that you just stuff a bunch of random stuff in your head. So iPad or taking away toys. I mean, it just depends on what toy particular day she's playing with. Some she has so many different toys that if you just take away one toy, she doesn't care. I mean, she has that thing in her mind is if you take something away from her, she gets torn by it no matter what. It just kills her. It anything you take away from her, it gets to her because it's hers, and she's feeling like you punishing her, which in the long run, she understands that more than spanking her. But like I said, I'm not like I said. You have sometimes you have to spank your children, but you don't have to like do it hard or make them fear you. There's a difference between like beating your kids and spanking them to have them understand. Like I said, I had tapped Ellie one time on the leg or on the little arm, and we're both sad. I mean, no one it tears a parent up to have to hit their children or to have to spank them. No one wants to spank their children, I bet you. But sometimes it's literally a necessity because sometimes they just don't listen, and you just kind of have to get their attention. Like I said, you don't have to do anything crazy or out of whack, um, or anything heinous, but just a little spanking to kind of get their attention back. But I usually go that course, like I said, after like 20 attempts. Sometimes, I mean, I'll sit there and I won't even say anything, so I don't even know how many attempts I would have gone through if I would have actually said something. I just kind of let it go for a little bit. But you just kind of you gotta let kids be creative. You gotta let their minds explore because you don't want to tone down their creative juices. I mean, that is where They get social skills. That is where they make their. That's how they get good at making friends, social skills, doing good in school, being working good in groups. The more you tone down their creativity when they're young, the more I feel like you're gonna give them anxiety to kind of go out and speak with other kids. They're not gonna really want to be in big groups. I feel like school's not gonna be a big success for them because they're gonna be anxious. They're always gonna be scared. So I feel like you don't really want to yell at your kids too much. Sometimes you get to that point because I mean we all work and we all get frustrated, especially when we come home. So the last thing we want to do is try to understand our kids' emotions. But even at those points, that's the points where you have to kind of practice. Because when you're at your point of bursting, you want to kind of practice understanding your kids' emotions too. Because those are the points where they're going to drive you to the craziest. I've learned this as a father. Your kids really know when you're the most frustrated in your day. Because that's when they're going to come at you the most. They're going to come at you at all different angles, come at you all kinds of craziness. They're going to bring the most attitude. They're going to bring the most missiles at you. They're going to shoot all the ammo at you. Those are the times to practice really being patient and really understanding your kids' emotions and understanding who they are. The more you undergo, the more you understand your kids' emotions and the way they feel, the better bond you guys are gonna have when you get older. The better connection you're gonna have when you guys get older. So that's really all I have to say in this video, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening to everything I had to say. And if you like this video, please go ahead and subscribe. I do plan on making another video here within a week or so. So be prepared for that, guys. And if you guys want to go ahead and have that hit your notification box as soon as I do make it, like I said, go ahead and subscribe, like the video also. But yeah, thanks, guys.